Hey everyone, welcome back to our Math Notebook 2. Today we're going to be doing lesson 14, which combinations do I know? All right, in our last lesson you were able to kind of experiment with some arrays and figure out some of the dimensions of different arrays. If your teacher was able to show you examples from other students, you're able to kind of compare some different numbers and how their arrays are different or the same. So today we're going to be looking at, again, which combinations do I know? Okay, this is going to kind of begin our look into how to figure out how many is in an array. So looking at some different strategies. All right, last year you guys were able to use some of these array cards. All right, so let's see, looking at this one right here, it's 6 times 9 or 9 times 6. All right, just looking at that, one of your first thoughts should be what strategies are you going to use to try and figure that out? Okay, so if you think about it for a minute, this one right here, 6 times 9. Some of you just might know that right off the top of your head, and that's okay. All right, some of you might think, well, I know that 6 times 10 is 60, so I just need to minus one group of 6, and I get my answer. Some of you kind of might remember some other different patterns. Some of you might be skip counting. Okay, you can skip count by your 6s or skip counting by your 9s in order to figure it out. Okay, but that is one of the things you might want to think about when you're looking at these arrays is how would you solve this problem? Okay, do you know what it is already? One strategy that I would recommend you not using is counting one by one. Okay, I know that was a strategy that you might have used when you were younger or in other grades. However, now as a fourth grader, every year we improve and we get better with our learning. So if you have to count one by one in order to figure it out, then we need to be working on that strategy and maybe seeing if we can find another strategy that works even better for you. Okay, so what you're going to be doing today is which combinations do I know? I have provided kind of an example of what your chart might look like. It's zoomed in a little bit, so you need to have a notebook handy so that way you can draw this chart, not the problems, but the combinations I know and combinations I'm working on. You can draw that in your notebook paper, or if you use the link from our last lesson, you guys can use that too and kind of draw on there, but a notebook would probably be easiest. If you notice over here in our files, there is 2 different files you can click on. The first one is kind of a practice for you, okay? If you click on that, it will take you to this timestables.com, where basically it's a site for you to be able to practice your times tables, okay? If you look, it gives you 1 all the way through 12, which the arrays that we'll be looking at for this unit, it goes through 12. Okay, so if maybe you don't know your times tables very much, this would be a really great strategy for you to use, a really great resource for you to use. Okay, if you click on it, so if we click on our 3s, it will take you to a 5-step plan for learning those times tables. Okay, the first one is kind of just to repeat them out loud. It's kind of look at them all right here, to know them kind of in sequence and give their answers. You can check your answers here. You can drag the correct answer, which again, you can be able to check it. You can practice it again if you don't get it correctly. But this is a good resource if you're not very good at multiplication or just don't know them all yet. This is that's a source that you guys can click on to be able to practice, not just today, but whenever you have time to. Okay. The next one is actually the one that we're going to be using today. It's Investigations 3. So when you click on that one, it will take you to our factor pairs here. Normally, if we were in class, you'd be able to kind of work with a partner when doing this. It makes it go by a little faster, but we're not in class. But if you want, you can have a parent help you out or a sibling, you can kind of do it with them. But what you're going to be doing is you're going to be going through these arrays just like how we normally would in class, okay? Normally, we would have these array cards, and they would be laminated and cut out for you, but instead, you're going to have these cards here. Okay, so this card right here shows the array 2 times 5 or 5 times 2. Remember, it's the same thing. And so what you'll do is you'll need to know, is that an array that I know, or is that one that I'm still working on? And it's okay if you don't know it. I mean, sometimes I, as a teacher, still have to stop and think, wait, what is this one again? And